Check. Dezrocksteady, King of the Pit TV signing in. Here, we are pitting today, people. We are pitting today. I'm delving back into the gruesome, into the morbid, into the death metal. Autopsy. Never paid this band too much attention. Never really paid death metal too much attention, in all fairness, before this channel. If you've been following me, if you are a death metal head, you should know that by now. But we get to the roots. We get to the real deal. Here we are, Autopsy. This record is Severed Survival. 14 tracks. Supposedly the playlist also includes bonus tracks. It has been put up by the band Autopsy, or at least their official YouTube page, so I assume it's legitimate. I don't know what the bonus tracks are, because it doesn't state so in the track listing, but we've got the Wikipedia page open, so we'll learn a little bit along the way. And without further ado, we're just going to jump straight into it. So if you like your death metal, your hardcore punk, your Indian alternate even, link down in the description, jump the queue. Don't wait for me to upload on YouTube track by track over decades and millenniums. Just get it sorted, yeah, join the party, join the pit. This one's Charred Remains, let's go. So what tuning's this band in? Good production. The bass guitar makes a real impact. The production's really good. You know, as far as debut death metal record is concerned, there's a real booming low end. I like it. That bass guitar sounds unlike anything I've heard on a record before. Not that it's extreme or so crazy, but that tone and the way it's been produced on the record is unlike anything I've heard in relation to the other instruments. Come on. Am I wrong in saying overall that last riff and that last section was a little ahead of its time? A little ahead of its time, don't you think? That was pretty cool. I know we'd find, you know, parts of that in the years that came prior in extreme music and riffy music, but the down tuning, the way it dropped in as sort of like a breakdown into a breakdown, the way the drums accommodated it, and that riff being utilized in very early death metal. I haven't come across anything you know, like that as of so far. Anyway, I'm rambling. We've got Service for a Vacant Coffin coming up next, alright? So, there's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Autopsy, track 2 of 14 on Severed Survival. I've got the Wikipedia page open. Let's have a quick peek of it, see if there's anything interesting. We'll also have a look at the Wikipedia page of this actual record as well. So we won't go too deep into the history, purely as we don't want to cover anything which doesn't really circulate around this record. But the band recorded a demo in 87. And then Critical Madness, their second demo, was recorded in 88, it seems. The band signed to Peaceful Records and released their debut, Severed Survival, in 89. These early recordings featured a pioneering death metal style that adopted a slower doom metal influenced sound. That was what I was referencing in the last video. The next full left Mental Funeral. Okay, cool. I'll just follow on regarding the second record. It says the next full left Mental Funeral continued in this style and has since been cited by many other death metal musicians as particularly influential. That sounds good. That sounds good. So let's see if there's any info on the actual record. Cool. We've got a little bit of a write-up. We'll get onto that soon. So this is a Service for a Vacant Coffin. Come on. Heavy. Arguably, I've only heard one track in the start of this one. Arguably, if the sound sort of remains within this space, I'm going to prefer it more so than Cannibal Corpse's debut. This band, even in 2023, would fit on well on a hardcore bill, definitely. Probably steal the show, dependent on the crowd. That was service for a vacant coffin. Nice mix and match between the slow and the fast there. Very cool. Disembowel coming up next, people. Track number 3. There's Rocksteady. King of the Pit TV. Yo, we are pitting tonight, people. 7 Survival. Track number 3. Disembowel. Bro, I'm going to have to go back straight into the riff. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Come on. Hey, hold on. Who's this guy then? Who's this dude? Who's Rifer? Who's Rifer? Said he was in Death. Bro, there's an alternate cover. The alternate cover's neat as well. I've seen that before. Who's this guy? Chris Rifer is an American death metal musician, one of the pioneers of the death doom genre. He played drums on the Death debut Scream Bloody Gore. Interesting. Wow. This guy's a head then. This guy's a bloody head. Lyrically, the band thrives heavily on horror, death and gore concepts. Nevertheless, these are not inspired directly by horror movies, although the title track is based on Stephen King's short story Survivor Type. The album was very influential for future death metal acts such as Cannibal Corpse, Entombed and Dismember. He's also a pioneer of gore lyrics. This album features Steve DiGiorgio on bass. Who's that? He is known for working with numerous heavy metal bands such as Sadist, Death, Testament, Megadeth, Sebastian Bach, Iced Earth, Autopsy, Obituary, Control Denied, Dragonlord and Child Wars of the Damned. Yo, this guy's got a resume. Wowzers. Various re-releases exist with different bonus tracks and bonus CDs. Furthermore, a different cover exists for the album which depicts the point of view of the person receiving the autopsy. Wow. Let's have a quick deke of what I'm listening to then. So, there should be 11 tunes on the record, one of them being a hidden track, and I've got 14. So that goes to show the difference. Let's go. Come on. Here we go. Plenty of twists and turns. Couple of nice ignorant riffs in there. Few sludgier parts, few faster paced parts. Here, let's keep it moving. We've got Gasping for Air coming up. One thing I appreciated on this tune, which I appreciated in all of them, I really like them lower, verging on guttural style of vocal he does. I think they're proper cool. Gasping for Air, track number 4 coming up. dezrocksteady, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Autopsy. What more can I say? Severed Survival, track number 4 of 14, Gasping for Air. Yo, throw up your horns, people. Let's go. Come on. You death metal fans are mad heads, mate. You're mental. Should be locked up in the madhouse. Some brutal music. Come on. Some introduction, this. Here we are, come on. Ah, it's like some porn groove. Oh, where the Germans are. With their inflatables and all that, come on. This record been remastered at all? I've got, it was put out in 89 Peaceful Records Limited, but I have released on 2016-01-22, which could just be when it was distributed to the streaming services, including YouTube. It's got a good sound to it. I find that all of these records I've been listening to on this channel, the majority of them have been remastered variations. What do you think? Especially on the bonus track there. Issue. Here we are. Hard. Great riff. That was Gasping for Air, as we just heard at the end there. We got Ridden with Disease coming up next. Yeah, I know this is reaction. Like, you're just going to see me bopping my head and going for a mooch every once in a while. Honestly, as far as commentary is concerned, it's a very consistent record. I'm either going to like a riff or just sort of meh off. If I like a riff, I'll let you know. If not, I'll just enjoy the experience. You're here to enjoy the experience with me. The thing is with these metal acts, you know, if it's not entirely based upon songwriting, as in lyrical performance and engagement through that realm. It's just a nice, consistent instrumental experience, and that's what I'm hearing with this record. Great consistency as of so far. When we get onto this one, Ridden with Disease, we're going to break the gap. We're going to have a look at a little more info on the album via Wikipedia, see if there's anything interesting, so hold on tight. Dezrocksteady, track 5 of 14. We're listening to Severed Survival by Autopsy. Ridden with Disease is the name of this track, which could be the longest track on the record. I think it is, yeah. At 4 minutes 52, right? Let's break it up a little bit, have a little dig at the Wikipedia, see if there's anything interesting here. So, here we go. The album is notable for its bass sound, which was mixed much higher than the other tracks. I said at the start of this record, when we were listening through, I've never heard a bass on a record sound like this before. To coincide with the album's 20th anniversary, Peaceful released a special 2-disc edition of Severed Survival, which is probably what we're listening to now. Includes a rare rehearsal and live material. I hope it doesn't include this stuff. Includes rare rehearsal and live material for a bonus disc, as well as 2 demos of 2 songs. Mauled to Death and Human Genocide. Let's have a quick look. That's not on the playlist, so that's good. I don't want to hear no budget stuff. Which did not make the cut on the original album. Also featured in the package is a booklet with notes by the band themselves, detailing the history of Autopsy's early years with rare photos and images. The reissue also includes 2 new Autopsy tracks that were recorded in 2008 and are included on the reissue's 2nd disc. Cool. That's it. Give a shout out to production, Starlight Sound. John Marshall produced the record. Let's have a look if he's involved in all else. He's an American musician, best known as the former guitarist for the heavy metal band Metal Church. He was the guitar tech for Kirk Hammett. And he was a fill-in rhythm guitarist for James Hetfield on 2 occasions when Hetfield was injured. Mad. The alternate cover was by Kev Walker, who is a British comics artist and illustrator based in Leeds. So I want to give a shout out to Leeds. You don't need to know where I'm from, but I'm pleased with that. Worked mainly on 2000 AD and Warhammer. Yeah, pretty sick. I do like the alternate artwork and the concept behind it. So this is Ridden with Disease. Let's go. Heavy metal. the first guitar solo we've heard. We heard a guitar solo in the first track as well, Child Remains, didn't we? Could call it a lead guitar as well, not necessarily a solo. Unless it speeds up now and the guitar solo starts shredding, that could be a possibility. Nah. I like this. That was a fantastic passage. I like that, the way that bridged over for so long. I was hoping they didn't come out halfway because I wanted that bit to be extended. I like that. I like that. It was just a very horrible riff. It was just, it set the tone and the atmosphere very well. Very bleak. That was Ridden with Disease. That was a cool tune, that, eh? That was a cool tune. We got Pagan Savior coming up next. Hold on tight. Dezrocksteady, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Autopsy. This is track number 6 of 14. We're, you know, beyond the halfway point if we were to take into consideration the actual original record was 11 songs or 10 songs and 1 hidden song. So let me just say, if you want to access all the full album listens, from A to B, every single time I listen to something, I throw it up there. Click the link down in the description. Otherwise, you're waiting for yonks for it to be all put up on YouTube. This one's Pagan Savior. Let's go. Should we get a bit of Baffery on next? Come on. It's a 4-piece band. This 4-piece. Let's give some respect to the band members, right? So we had a session musician on here. So Steve, who's played in all of these different bands, he's been noted as a session musician for the record. We got Chris on the vocals and the drums, alright? So as we learnt, he played the drums on the Death records. So as Chris, when these dudes perform live, if they ever did, is he doing vocals whilst playing the drums? We got Danny Corrals on guitar, who was the co-founder with Chris of Abscess. I've never heard of Abscess before. Autopsy is back again and has been so since 2009. We've got Eric Cutler on guitar, who hasn't been made a page at this point, or at least in LinkedIn. So essentially we've got 3 members of the band, and we've got Steve in to do the bass on the record. And Steve's done a wicked job, because he's the boldest one on the record, let's be fair. So as far as studio albums, we've got this then. Mental Funeral came out in 91. Acts of the Unspeakable a year after. Shit Fun. What sort of... Holy crap. Have you seen the album artwork for that? I have never seen this. The 4th studio album. Right. That's crazy. They've got 21 tunes on this record. What have they done on this record? Oh, they've got songs under bruh. This can't be a straightforward death metal record. Let's have a look at this Acts of the Unspeakable. Yo, they started writing proper short tunes. Why is this? I thought this record, this Shit Fun record, I thought they'd like have a little bit of a laugh and like do like a punkier, gore grindier record. Let's have a look at Mental Funeral. So Mental Funeral, we've got Bonesaw, which is 45 seconds. Mental Funeral itself is 37 seconds. 36 seconds Flesh Crawl. What's going on? Because let's re-clarify. Severed Survival, we don't have anything along the lines of that. We're all full-length songs. What has happened? And why have they randomly decided to do a record called Shit Fun with that as the artwork? I think that's horrible. And I say that because I think that's completely off-brand. I don't know why that's... Man, I'm so interested in that one record. I need to see what the description of it is. Is there any info? Because it just looks like some gore grind record. I guess we'll come across it at some point. I don't know how I'm going to deal with them proper short songs though. It's quite a hassle because I have to do like a couple of songs in one recording and so forth on this when I do like songs of that length. Pagan Saviour. Guitarist can shred. There's no just chromatic mishmash shred going on. Like the guitarist can shred well. That was Pagan Saviour. That was Pagan Saviour. We had a nice little deek into what's to come. We've got Impending Dread coming up next. Hold on. No, bless no. A little bit of toothpaste there in the beard. Don't get any dodgy feelings, people. Forgot to wipe it down, alright? Yo, Impending Dread. This is track number 7 of 14. Essentially halfway through the record and the bonus numbers that are thrown on into the mix. Yeah, I can't think straight. Let's go. Impending Dread. Come on. Very heavy, low and slow. Where are we going? Come on. First stabs I think we've heard in the track, in the entire record. Always throwing a nice solo on the thrash bits. This is something... This is just food for thought, of course. It'll exist, but I'm just saying in regards to my experience so far. We've always got the fast solo atop of the fast thrashing riff. At this moment in time, through the death metal I've heard, and even to the thrash metal, give or take some of the more musically inclined bands, oddly enough the most successful bands, we've kept the solos and the shred solos for the push pit madness, to add that frantic energy to the mix as opposed to add melodic value. The solos aren't being used to add melodic value, you know what I mean? But oddly enough, it's shooting the bands in the foot, because the best solos of all time, or the most connective solos, have always been those, the Pantera Floods solo, the Guns N' Roses November Rain solo, the Metallica, you know, emotionally crafted, what is it, Fade to Black solos and so forth. They've always been more harmonically connective as opposed to just shred for shred's sake over a fast bit. So it's a blessing and a curse really, but it's very telltale of this particular style of music. Title track coming up next. That was Impending Dread. We've got the title track coming up, Severed Survival, 1989. dezrocksteady, King of the Pit TV. This is the title track, Severed Survival. You know what we're listening to. Let's get in. Come on. Oh. Just because of that intro harmony, I think this might be the best track on the record. YouTube commenter Hammer Smashed Face says, one of the greatest death metal drummers of all time. What do you reckon? I'll be honest with you, the drumming's been good, but it's not been mind blowing. It's not been the greatest of all time. Not one of the greatest of all time. Honestly, that's my opinion. Mutation. I could do it. I don't think anything in this band is the greatest of all time, but they've come together to create a fantastic sounding, solid record. Undoubtedly. Peaceful and New Jersey label. Why have I heard of New Jersey? Peaceful before? Yeah, I like that track a lot. That was a good one. That we got a little bit of info in the description here. Seventh Survival is the debut album by Autopsy. Somewhat continues in the style of Rayford's former band Death. Sorry if I mispronounced that surname. Blended with odd drum fills and breaks, more extreme vocals, and the technical bass playing of Steve DiGiorgio. Lyrically, the band. Yeah, they've taken that straight from Wiki, haven't they? I think, for the most part. Right, let's keep it moving. Critical Madness coming up next, track number 9. Hold tight, everyman. dezrocksteady, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Severed Survival by Autopsy. Let's get straight into it. This one's Critical Madness. Punk rock bit of phrasing there, the vocal phrasing. I do it, vision of death. Critical madness, full of the pain, slush gets me to try. Yeah, death metal heads, what do you prefer? The doomier sort of riffing we got on this record, the heavier, more funeral style of atmosphere, or just the straightforward balls to the walls, thrash metal fall apart, you know, frantic death metal, early death metal style? What do you prefer the most? I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. Generally, I don't want it to be too slow all of the time. I don't want too much slow. but at the same point, I don't want just consistent, noise at the same time. Fantastic outro there, fantastic outro. Has anybody seen Autopsy live before? I bet you can't go without a pit seeing Autopsy. This is proper mosh metal music. Right, we've got Embalmed coming up. Dezrocksteady, King of the Pit TV. This one's Embalmed. We're listening to Autopsy. You know that by now. Severed Survival. Let's go. Fuck! That's a riff. Put some respect on them drum fills. That was hard. That was hard. Embalmed. One thing they've got is with them single lineups, da da and dollar da 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 da. When they throw in them single line bits, it creates a hook. Them riffs can be very catchy at times. Stillborn coming up. Last track on the debut record, but we're gonna go into the bonus tracks after. So hold on tight, people. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. We're finishing off the original recordings of Severed Survival, and then we're going to go into the bonus track. This one's Stillborn. From what I've read, this was a hidden track on the record. So, considering we're here at the end of the road on the original recordings, let me just say, if you don't want to wait years on end for me to upload these tunes single by single by single across the board, just click the link down in the description. Access all of the full album listens from the moment I record them and upload them. This one's Stillborn. Come on. Hidden track. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da. I'm moshing. Yeah, I've been moshing to that one. Come on. Oh, I wanted it to kick back in. That was Stillborn. Nice little skanker in the middle of that, and that would be the end of the record. But next we've got a Funeral Reality coming up, so hold on tight. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Severed Survival. We're coming to the end. We're on to the bonus tracks now. This one's Funeral Reality. 2 minutes 53. Let's go. Come on. The shorter of the 3 bonus tracks. Here we go. was a tasty guitar solo there. I can tell the production sounds a little bit different as to what we heard prior. There was one riff in particular, a little chordy, where it was quite distant in the mix, to be fair. I didn't mind either way, it gave it quite a unique sound. We've got Destined to Fester coming up next, alright? There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Autopsy. This one's entitled Destined to Fester. Come on. I mean, these extra tracks that they've thrown on both of them so far have had solos over the slower parts, which is what I had issues with prior in the record. I thought, you know what I mean, it's nice having some shred over the fast bits, but I'd like to hear something a little more soulful, something lower tempo. I mean, generally these have been low and slow, these two tunes. Where we're going from here. First time we've had a bass break. This is hardcore. Trade-off solo. First trade-off if that's the case. heavy. That was Destined to Fester. Man, I got nothing more to say at this point. We got In the Grip of Winter. Let's finish this record off. Track number 14. Dezrocksteady. Kicking back, bicking back, being boo. This one's entitled In the Grip of Winter. We're finishing off Severed Survival. As I've said once, I'll say it again. Just jump the queue, people. Click the link down in the description of this video and ensure that you don't have to wait for years to have your favourite albums uploaded. Let's go. In the Grip of Winter. It's a bluesy. Another bass bit. Atmospheric. Oh, it sets a tone, this, doesn't it? They should have had this sort of stuff in the full record. It adds a layer of maturity, it adds a real atmosphere. I like that. I really like that. They should have used more dynamic changes in the actual full album, because that was really good. It worked really well with the production. It gave an incredible atmosphere. I like that a lot. I felt that one. That was In the Grip of Winter, and that was Severed Survival. So I'm going to move on, people. I'm going to record a bit of Slayer next. So peace, one love. If you know what I mean, you are a metalhead and you want me to see more metal, just leave a comment on what you'd like. I don't know how many views Autopsy will garner, how much engagement it will garner, but let yourself be heard, people. I'm signing out. Peace.